Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Remember to like and subscribe for more accurate attacks next time you play. Maybe. Today we're talking about the strongest Avenger. I honestly wasn't sure I should make this video as the character in question is so unbelievably strong. Of course I'm referring to Hawkeye.
Hit or miss, I guess they never miss, huh?
We'll start off by figuring out our goals for this build. First, we need superior marksmanship. Second, we'll work on getting a couple of variations of special arrows to get a little more variety than just shooting people good. And finally, we'll make sure he's particularly adept at tracking and taking down bad guys. For stats, we're using the standard point array from the player's handbook. You already know that. Dexterity will be our primary stat. This affects our ability to shoot a bow, so it needs to be high. Next is intelligence. This is used for some of our trickier shots, and Hawkeye is a pretty smart guy. Wisdom to follow. In the comics, Hawkeye is deaf, but we're using the MCU as our guide, so perception can be as high as we want it to be. Charisma after that, he's a fairly smooth talker and kept his family a secret from everyone. That's a mixture of deception and performance. Strength next, he's not weak, but he's still human, and we're gonna dump Constitution. Hawkeye stays in the back deliberately to not be hit. Clint is a variant human. The Sharpshooter feat lets you ignore cover as long as it doesn't completely cover the target. You don't have disadvantage with distant shots, and you can take a penalty of 5 on your attack roll for plus 10 to the damage if you want to take a shot that's a bit riskier but will end things quickly. Raise your dexterity and intelligence with your free points. Remember, odd numbers are bad numbers, we'll fix some of them later. For your free skill, take investigation, we don't get it anywhere else, and a language of your choice. Take the spy background, it gives you deception and stealth proficiencies. First level will be fighter, giving you acrobatics and perception proficiency from their list, along with all weapons and armor. Now he never really goes above leather, but our dex should make that pretty good. For your fighting style, archery is the obvious pick. It gives you +2 to attack rolls with ranged weapons, which helps alleviate the penalty from a sharp shot. You also get second wind, letting you heal 1d10 plus your fighter level once per day as a bonus action, which is nice if you get hit. We're going to take a very quick side trip to the revised Ranger. Remember, this is from an Unearthed Arcana, not the player's handbook. This lets us pick a favored target, pick humanoids, giving you a +2 damage when you hit them with an attack, and advantage on tracking them. You're also a natural explorer, which gives you advantage on initiative rolls, and advantage on any creature that hasn't acted in combat yet. There's a lot of passive abilities like ignoring difficult terrain while traveling, which you can chalk up to Hawkeye's ability to read the terrain. Back to fighter now. Level 2 fighters get action surge, which lets you make an extra action once per long rest. Use this to fire a second shot. Fighter level 3 lets you pick a martial archetype, and Wizards of the Coast finally remember that fighters can be archers and put the Arcane Archer into Xanathar's Guide for Everything. This gives you Arcane Archer lore, giving you proficiency with Arcana or Nature, I'd go for Arcana, and Prestidigitation or Druidcraft. These are both a bunch of little magical effects. Prestidigitation seems to be a better fit, but it's up to you. More importantly, you can grab some arcane shots. You can use one of these per round and have 2 uses per day. Bursting Arrow deals 2d6 force damage to all creatures within 10 feet of your original target, and Shadow Arrow deals an extra 2d6 psychic damage, forcing a wisdom save of 8 plus your intelligence modifier and proficiency bonus. Failing that, the vision of the target is now limited to 5 feet. Level 4 fighters get an ability score improvement or a feat. The observant feat adds 1 to your wisdom and 5 to your passive perception and investigation skills, and it lets you read lips. Basically, this sharpens your vision to seriously impressive levels. Level 5, you get an extra attack, so you can fire 2 shots instead of 1 every turn, and you don't have to use your action surge, which is good. He's pretty quick about finding a target. Level 6 is another ability score, but the Skulker feat lets you see in dim light. You don't blow your cover when you miss with a ranged weapon from a hidden position, not that you'd miss, and you can attempt to hide while you're only lightly obscured. It's good to stay up in your nest. 7th level Arcane Archers get Magic Shot, making your arrows magical for overcoming resistances. You also get Curving Shot, letting you use your bonus action if one of your shots misses to reroll an attack against a target within 60 feet of the original target. Now once again, you're probably not going to miss, but hey, just in case. Finally, you can learn a new type of arcane shot. Enfeebling Arrow deals an extra 2d6 necrotic damage and forces a con save. Failing that, the target's attack rolls deal half damage until the end of your next turn. Level 8 is an ability score improvement, and hey, let's actually take it. Bump up your dexterity for more accurate and deadly arrows. Level 9 gives you Indomitable, which lets you reroll a failed save once per day. Now sure, Clint's only human, but he's very persistent. 10th level Arcane Archers can learn another arcane shot. Piercing Arrow forces a dexterity save on creatures in a 30-foot 5-foot line. Failing that, they take the damage from the arrow plus 1d6 piercing damage and take half that damage on a successful save. This is really nice if you can get the baddies to line up for you. Fighter level 11 is an extra attack, so you can fire 3 arrows per attack instead of 1. With Sharpshooter, you still have a plus 5 to hit and can deal 3d10 plus 42 damage per round, ignoring any of your arcane archer abilities. That's what we call in the character building world a lot of damage. Level 12, we can cap our dexterity, making you the premier archer with plus 12 to hit on regular shots and plus 7 on your sharp shots. 13th level gives you another use of Indomitable, which is good because you're a squishy archer and damage hurts. 14th level is another ability score improvement. Increase your arcane abilities with an intelligence boost. You don't want to miss out on those extra effects. 15th level arcane archers have ever ready shot, meaning that if you don't have arcane shots when you roll initiatives, you get one back. You also get another option. Seeking Shot lets you take a page out of Yondu's book, sending your arrow around corners to hit any creature you've seen in the last minute. They make a dex save or take the arrow damage plus 1d6 force damage, and you learn their location, so you can send your green buddy in to smash. They take half damage on a successful save, and you don't learn their location. 16th level is an ability score improvement. Pump up your intelligence. We want those arcane effects to actually take effect. 17th level gives you a second action surge, so you can make 6 attacks per round twice per day. If you land those sharp shots, that's 90 damage per round easily, turning your enemies into pincushion. You can also use Indomitable 3 times a day. 18th level Arcane Archer doubles your extra damage with your arcane shots, and you learn one more option. Grasping Arrow might be the best one yet. On a hit, the target takes an extra 4d6 poison damage, and their movement is reduced by 10 feet. When they move on their turn, they take 4d6 slashing damage until they remove the brambles with a strength check against your arcane shot DC, or a minute passes. So pin someone in place and then run away, or just shoot them more. Our capstone is an ability score improvement. Round off anything odd here, but intelligence is the most important thing. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how good of a build this is. First, you deal damage. You have plus 8 to hit with your sharp shots and can deal 1d10 plus 15 damage per shot with 3 shots per round standard and 6 with your 2 action surges. You can also use your arcane shots to deal different types of damage, so you don't have to worry about physical resistances like a standard fighter would. Finally, you've got high dexterity and wisdom. These are super common saves and Indomitable for everything else. As far as weaknesses go, your health is on the lower end, somewhere around 120 if you roll well. You also have only 2 arcane shots per fight, so pick them carefully. Finally, you don't have anything to get you high, and I'm not talking about drugs here. Some movement options that could get you on higher ground would be very useful, but typically Hawkeye just starts out in his nest or gets a ride from a flying friend. Overall, this is a deceptively strong build. While Hawkeye might look like a standard archer, he's got tricks up his sleeve that help him make a real impact even while fighting with super soldiers and gods. Just remember to play your role, stick to the back lines and pump out damage, and don't be shy about asking for a ride every now and then. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, you know the drill by now. We've still got 2 more videos before endgame, and they are very, very fun builds.